All right, so another topic that people wrote in about was this idea of trying to figure out, okay, how do I deal with my own mental health, my well-being, but also then dealing with friends who are struggling as well. So one question that comes up is, how do you make a decision about your own mental health and kind of taking care of yourself that could affect someone else's? So when I saw this question, it made me think a situation I see often is students will have a friend who's going to them with their anxiety, with their depression, with their suicidal thoughts, and they really want to help this friend, but the more time they spend with them, the more conversations they have with them, the more they feel dragged down.
Yeah.
So I read like this person going like, I recognize I need to have a break from this person for my own sake, but how do I do that when it could really hurt them? So what would you say? What would you say to students who are dealing with that dilemma?
I would tell them to feel like they should get one of us, meaning like their leaders or the staff, or a parent involved if they're feeling just like overwhelmed with their friends' kind of problems or struggles, that it's bigger than they are and it shouldn't be their responsibility solely. And so to get an adult involved and to feel like they have permission to do that, because it's just not their complete responsibility, and it's hard to be in that spot and to feel like your relationship with a friend is going to their happiness is going to depend on you, or their not being happy is going to depend on you. And so to get somebody else involved, because it's just a really hard spot to be in, and it's actually really unfair for both you and your friend, because you're not equipped to deal with that maybe right now in your life, and so go ahead and get an adult involved.
So true.
Yeah, and we understand like it's out of the purest intentions that you want to help your friend.
Yeah.
You want to help your friend, but the reality is that you are like you're 15 to 17 years old and you don't have you're not equipped to actually help this person. So it's not just one way. It's not I'm going to help my friend and then burn myself out, or I'm just cutting my friend off. There is a healthy middle, because we want to live, we want to love sacrificially, and we want to help these people, but we also can't burn ourselves out in the process. We need to find the middle ground where I want to help you, but also there has to be boundaries in our relationship.
That's exactly right.
I can't be with you, I can't help you at the drop of a hat. Like, there are still things that aren't healthy for me if I help you in that way, and so there has to be certain boundaries in that relationships that you guys have.
It is so true. I think sometimes there's this false choice between I'm either going to be a good friend and be available for you 24/7, or I'm a bad friend and I don't respond to your text message right away, or I'm not there for you 24/7.
Yeah.
And the truth is that you're absolutely right, that we need to have boundaries where we say, okay, I need some space from this person. I know people in my life that I've needed to distance myself from them. It really does mean, okay, I saw the text message, but I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes. I'm gonna wait an hour and get to the point where people are not expecting you on the drop of a hat. Sometimes you need to communicate those expectations ahead of time to say, listen, I love you, but I'm from the hours of 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. I'm not going to be responding to things. I need to sleep. It's hurting my own health, that sort of thing. I mean, to put those kind of boundaries in place can be really important. And ultimately, it is loving. It is loving to put those kind of boundaries in place.
Yeah, and also, if say you're in a relationship where you are that one person's safety net, if you're that one person's safety net, you're simple, you're going to let them down, and that's unhealthy. So if you talk to leaders, talk to parents, talk to counselors, you diversify their safety net, then it doesn't all go on your shoulders, and that's huge too.
That's a good point. Yeah, talking about kind of building a support system. You can't be the only person supporting them. There has to be a network there. That's really good. One other question that comes up in dealing with friends and struggling with mental health, one person is asking, how do I deal with this fear that I have of getting close to other people because I've been let down, I've been abandoned. So how would you coach someone who's like, I want to reach out to others, I want to be connected to others, but I'm afraid because I've been hurt in the past.
It is really hard when friendships fail and when relationships fail, or when there is hurt. And so just want to be empathetic to it is hard to jump back into or try to make friends. It's also just hard to make friends as is without having just hurt.
Especially with high schoolers or middle schoolers.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
But that God does not want us to be alone. Like he has given us relationships for a very important reason, and that it's important to not like ignore like, oh well, I'm good completely on my own then, because you're really not. Like you need to have people, and so just be brave and just put yourself out there and try, and know that people are going to fail you over and over and over again, and so it's actually a thing that you have to learn how to deal with for your life, because people are sinners and they're going to fail you regularly.
And ultimately it goes back to something we'd said earlier, which is that you need to have your identity in Jesus.
Yeah.
You need to have your needs fully met in Jesus first. And when we, kind of what you were just saying about the support system, when we put any one person and we like go to them and say like, you're going to take care of my needs, you're going to be my savior essentially, right? You're going to be God to me. Then we know that they're going to fail us, and it's only Jesus, it's only God who can actually be that for us. Yeah. So I think that's the place to start, is to say, okay, can I deal with this piece where I have these needs, and need to be met in Jesus first, and then that should free you up to take risks in relationships, to say, I can take a risk on this friendship, knowing that they're probably going to let me down, but that's okay because I'm already good in Jesus. I'm already taken care of. My identity is secure. My value is secure in Jesus. So I think dealing with that first, and then being wise. Not being an oversharer. I think sometimes we think that the way to build a strong relationship is to like share all your dirty laundry right away. Like, hey, I'll tell you something about me if you tell me something about you. Let's swap secrets. And that's not always wise. It's good to spend time with someone and establish trust. Before you just go blurting everything else. So there you go.